So diagram. In this JSP diagram, I represented that components anyway. And action tags, I typed one program. JSP include, JSP forward, JSP PARM. 3 tags. So for this, I took DB connection, login DAO, login.html, login JSP.jsp, welcome JSP.jsp, web.xml. Roughly given a information here and one assignment. Okay, right. So find it and complete it. 2 minutes. I keep a message for 6 p.m. So yesterday the program is on demonstrating forward, include, JSP PRM. That 3-1 program is there. Let me read the notes on them. Okay, right. Small notes above. 3 tags I covered. JSP include, JSP forward, JSP PRM. This action tag allows to include a static or dynamic resource. Means when you are including static resource or dynamic resource. Static resource means HTML file. Dynamic resource means a JSP. So such as HTML or JSP specified by a URL. Nothing but what you are going to specify it. Specified by an URL to be included to the current JSP page while processing the request. If the resource is static, then content is included. HTML file means the code is included. The resource is dynamic, result is included. Dynamic means it runs and the result will be added. That's called include process. So the syntax is this one. When you are including now, 2 attributes will be there. One is page, one is flush. Here page means you are going to say the page name. Okay, right. Sir, what about flush? English meaning of flush is clearing actually. So flush is equal to true means clear it and include it. Flush is equal to false means without clearing, include it. Means internally some buffers will be created by the JSP to include that content. If we write flush is equal to true means clear the existing buffer, then include it. If not, if write flush is equal to false without clearing, you include it. Sir, yesterday we not written anything. If you not written anything, it takes flush is equal to false. It takes default is always false generally. So forward, you understood. This action tag forward say JSP request to another resource. Yesterday JSP forward to welcome JSP.jsp. I am forwarding the request to another resource, which can be static or dynamic. You can send to HTML, you can send to JSP. If the resource is dynamic, then we can use JSP PRM. Means whenever you want to send any extra parameter in the forward request, you can use JSP PRM. If the resource is dynamic, then we can use a JSP PRM tag to pass name and value of the parameter to the resource. As I use f name is equal to some name I'm passing. Simply you can say JSP PRM is the child tag of forward. These are the syntaxes anyway. JSP PRM, this action tag is used to hold parameter with value and which is to be forwarded to the next resource. I'm forwarding to the next resource. As I used this JSP PRM name, I took f name and there I assigned value with your expression tag. There's a syntax available. Two programs just now I updated in your notes. You see it and type once. Don't practice much JSP. You type once because many updations occurred. So theoretically remember for interview. So few questions you may expect from JSP. Okay, right. Now let me concentrate on remaining. Remaining means use bean, set property, get property. Now I am writing a code related to use bean, set property, and get property. I am writing one program. This one. JSP include. JSP application to demonstrate accessing bean object using use bean, set property, and get property. I am taking one product. I am getting one product. Retrieve JSP missing. Right. Now I am taking one bean class as a product. So like this. I'll take one input.html. Input.html. I am reading some P code here. Product code I am reading. I am reading one product code. Here some retrieve or display, you can say retrieve or display. I'll say display. Here action is equal to, you must say the JSP name, you can say load JSP.JSP. Load JSP.JSP. Now the control will come to load JSP.JSP. Now the control will come here. Request. Request is equal to P code A111. Now based on this A111, we have to retrieve the details of a product. It's a target. So now I am taking retrieve DAO. I am taking RETRIEV, retrieve DAO. In this retrieve DAO, return type is result set. Result set is a return. Retrieve and request. So return type of that retrieve is result set. Sir, why result set? So based on A111, the P code, P name, P price, P quantity available on the result set. We have to take the data from the result set and load it onto Bean. You have to take the data from the result set and load it onto Bean. So that work will be done by the JSP. So JSP will create one Bean. That is product bean indirectly. It's going to create one bean, product bean. Whatever the data available in the result set, it will return result set. No, it will return the result set. It will return the result set. Whatever the data available in the result set, we are imagining the result set like this. So this is the result set object. Imagine it, result set object. So A111, some mouse, here price and quantity. So from the result set, the data should be loaded to here, to the bean. The data should be loaded to bean. So who is doing this work means JSP will do using two tags, use bean, set property. It is going to use two tags using one tag known as a use bean. So JSP will use one tag known as a use bean. The use bean tag is going to create that product bean. Set property is going to support us to load the data to the bean object. I'm trying to introduce that two tags part of load JSP. Once the data is available in the product bean from result set, the work is done by the load JSP.JSP. After loading has been completed now, here the load JSP.JSP will send one response. It will send one response. The response is nothing but view details, view product details. Right. Here we use one hyperlink, one anchor tag, this one. One hyperlink will be there. Through that hyperlink, we send a control to one JSP file. We send a control to one JSP file, that only view JSP.JSP. We'll send a control from here to here, view JSP.JSP. Now this view JSP.JSP will use bean tag again to access that bean, and whatever the data available in the bean, it is going to use one tag known as get property. So first JSP set property, second is a JSP get property. Totally three tags I want to use it. One is use bean tag, this one will use set property, this one will use get property. How these three tags we are using in the program, there is a demonstration. Can I start it now? Right, like this. The three tags, how to write it. JSP application 3. Right click on this application. Build path, configure build path, add external jar. Here, product app is there now for us. Copy. Here, DB connection, product bean, retrieve DAO, 3 files. Copy. New package, test. Now, DB connection common, what we use. Product bean, what we use, common. Retrieve DAO anyway. I used array list here generally. On that day, I introduced JCF and I kept in array list. But today, sir, array list not needed. Go with public result set RS is equal to, and the return type of this method is, result set, and here import Java x dot servlet dot HTTP and taking here HTTP servlet request REQ. Here array list not needed, and you don't create. Loop also not needed. No, just execute the query and return the RS. That's all. Results. So here select star from product where P code is equal to here PS dot set string 1 REQ dot get parameter of P code. Now here result set RS is equal to PS dot execute query generally here. So after executing this now, we are returning RS. The result set is returned. All of you understood the logic? Says or not, right? So now the data is available. Actually, in the real time, the DAO components will not come to Servlet. The DAO components will not come to JSP. We will not bring it. But here I am bringing, but this logic is not available actually. We never bring DAOs into Servlet. We bring beans only. Beans only will be traveling here and there. We must not make DAOs to travel because DAOs non-serializable objects, right? So it is not preferable. But here to demonstrate that 3 tags, I'm bringing that result set out. Got it right? So always we return the bean only. The bean is the best process to return. But here JSP want to use the tag, no use bean tag, don't want to use it. For that, I'm giving the choice to JSP to create bean. Right? Okay. So I'm returning the result set. We are imagining result set is holding the data. This is retrieve DAO anyway. Once retrieve DAO is ready now, here. Right. Web app, new HTML file now. Here input dot HTML. Input dot HTML. Form tag. action is equal to load JSP dot JSP method is equal to post. Enter the product code. Input type is equal to text. Name is equal to P code. Input type is equal to text. Value is equal to, I am putting display. Now the control will go to load JSP dot JSP. Now the control will go to load JSP dot JSP. Now the control will go to one JSP file, that is load JSP dot JSP. The control is going to load JSP dot JSP. Now here, see that. Here result set object is coming. Result set object will come here actually. Okay, right. Now result set object is coming here now. So import. Here import. Import is equal to here Java dot SQL dot star and test dot star, because bean object should come now, right? So SQL dot star comma test dot star, two packages. So one package is test, one package is SQL. This SQL is for result set, no? Right. Result set. Okay, right. Now when the database components are coming, exception will come. Compile time exceptions will come. So we must write try catch, because we never bring DOs into this one. DO layer separate. You can understand. Not now, because you are in the core and advanced only. Still Spring and web service not started. Hope not included, I think. In the future you have to learn it, no? Right. When you are learning, you can understand anyway. Yes or no? Your core advanced only there for you, right? Then when you learn Spring and web service, is there is there for you in Spring? Morning I checked, not there, they said. Because when my habit is to say that Spring is there, somebody corrected me, sir, don't say here, sir. Spring is not there. So I said Spring is not there, because that is mandatory for you. You are getting job also, don't leave learning only. So Spring is mandatory. So Spring and web service mandatory. So job is one, barely getting one opportunity only, but you are not ending learning. Job is not ending of learning. Job is one option in your journey. That's all. Job is not last point of your learning. You must not stop learning by the opportunity. That's right. Opportunity different and learning different. Learning is lifelong only. So Spring you have to come. Then only few solutions will come. Why JSP? They given very less time to me. JSP management given very less time. So they knows, because JSP only applicative point of view very less today. But Spring is dominating generally. But even we discuss many things, because when we discuss something, you will remember. If you don't discuss something, you cannot remember. If I dump the notes, you cannot remember. So that should be written, that should be shown somewhere, that should be drawn somewhere. So then only the student can remember, few students. If you don't discuss that topic, it is not, I said the same thing to them. Giving notes, that is secondary. I had a notes, I can dump it. But I said, at least some discussion mode must be there. So I am speaking some use beam. I drawn one layout. Okay, understanding. What you're understanding now? Now JSP want to use the tags. That's the point. Now JSP is using, see how it is using now. So at last into this JSP, DO is coming now, right? When the DO comes here, we must write try catches. So I will write try catch. We cannot write try catch directly. Scriptlet tag. You must write scriptlet tag or not now, right? Inside this, you can write try catch as if like Java code. print stack trace. Like this, we keep it always. Now, we want to get that anyway, right? First, we have to get it. How we'll get it now? Result set now. Result set rs is equal to new RETRIEV, new retrieve of request. I am passing the request. Now, RETRIEV, I given retrieve DAO, retrieve DAO. One minute. Retrieve DAO not there. RETRIEV, RETRIEV, retrieve DAO. Coming from where now? Test not. Retrieve DAO constructor not there, no? This is correct or not? Right. Got it right. Now, this retrieve method will bring the result set. Yes or no? Right. Now, in this result set now, if rs dot next, you have to wait for the reflection, right? Type it, dot, you type it and wait for a few milliseconds, the reflection will come. Reflection coming means code is correct, right? But you have to wait it. Yes. If record not there, control will come here or not now, right? So if the control comes, what is it now? So here invalid login, invalid product code, no, right? You can write out dot print ln here invalid product code, invalid product code. Now inside this I must use include or not now? JSP include I must use it. Before writing JSP include, let me write this. Now the data is available in the result set object. The data is available in the result set object. Okay, right. Now we have to bring that bean object should be created. Right. So whenever you want to create bean object now, close that scriptlet tag. Close that scriptlet tag. So why we are closing the scriptlet tag now? Sir, we are closing scriptlet tag to write one action tag here. Whenever the red mark is coming now, you close it and open once again. The red mark will go. Parsers will not be faster for JSP. Okay, right. Now here inside this now, I am using use bean. See there. JSP use bean. I'm using JSP use bean. I'm using. Okay, right. Here I am taking OB. OB means object name. Okay, right. Now what is the bean class? Class. I must say the class. If you say the class only, use bean tag will find that class actually. Will find that class. I'll say the class is in test dot product bean. Product bean. Where is the class now? The product bean belongs to test. I said the class name or not now. Now use bean tag will find that class actually and create the object. It only will create the object automatically. That's called object creation. So the tag will find the class and create one object. You are imagining one object created now. Product bean object created. The object reference will be available on OB. The object address will be loaded onto OB. Understood this point now, right? OB is nothing but ID, identification, means how you are going to identify the object, means with this name. So finally the meaning is product bean OB is equal to new product bean. That's the concept. That only we written in the form of JSP tag. So where we are going to use that OB now? Scope. Where you are going to use it? I'll use within the session always. Okay, you created one bean now. The bean object available on OB now. Where you are going to use now, I'm going to use in the session. That's the meaning. So this is use bean tag. Not this. Use bean tag. Now the bean object is created. Once the bean object is created, the data is available in the result set. No, right? Now from this result set, you must load it onto bean. For that, we had set property. We had a method known as what now? Set property. Now JSP. JSP set property. Set property. JSP set property. Now, whenever you want to set the property now here, see there, name. So you are setting the property to whom now? I am setting the property means loading the data. I am setting the property to OB. OB is the object name or not now? I am setting the property. In that object, what is the property name? Variable name. So in that object, product bean, in this object, what is the property name here now? Code. Observe this pointer, not now. It is the code. So this is the code. I am loading onto code. Property name is code. Now, where is the value now? Sir, I had a value. So value is equal to, I'm taking the value. I must take the value. From where you will take the value now? Sir, I will take the value from the result set. I'll take the value from the result set now. So these parameters are coming from where means set property. Can you see set property here? Set property has a name, property, value, PRM. So when you want to add the value now, right? Okay. So this is the value. Here value will be there. I'm using the value. Sir, from where you're going to add the value now? I'll use scriptlet tag to assign the value equal to. I'm assigning the value or not now? From where now? rs dot get string of column number 1. Observe that line now. All of you understood this line now? 18 lines. See there? From column number 1, result set column number 1, the data value, I am loading onto the property code. I am loading onto bean. That's the concept. So where is that bean address now? OB. Now this is repeated. This line is repeated. 4 times it is repeated. Now property name is name. Here rs dot get string of 2. Property name is price. Price. Property name is rs dot get float. rs dot get float of column number 3. Here quantity rs dot get int column number 4. Now we setted the data to the bean. All of you understood this point now? We setted the data. After setting the data here, after setting the data, now this is ended now, right? Here I am taking one anchor tag. I am taking view product details. Now href is equal to, I am going for view JSP dot JSP. All of you understood this, right? Control is going to view JSP dot JSP. Now suppose rs dot next is false now. Here we have to include it, no? JSP include. We had a JSP includer, not now. So close the scriptlet tag. Close the scriptlet tag. Here I must write. I said error is coming means parser not detecting. So reload. Now here JSP include page is equal to input dot html. Input dot html. Now the control will go to view JSP dot JSP. View JSP dot JSP. All of understood this code now? Yes or no? Right. The code is total out of box will be there generally. Servlet point will be different and JSP. Because we wind up JSP bit fast. That is the reason we wind up very fastly. Because out of box, because you must learn EL. Spring EL is there. That you have to learn it. So here we wind up very fast. The codes will be out of box generally. Right. Right. Now, right click on web app, new, JSP, here, view JSP dot JSP, view JSP dot JSP. Here same, import is equal to test dot star. Now view JSP dot JSP using the existing bean. It is not creating the bean. Already bean loaded, no? The data is loaded or not now into the bean. Already loaded. Now already data is there. Now we have to use the bean here actually. We have to use it. So we have to use the bean already existed. For that, here we use JSP use bean. ID is equal to OB. Here I must write type. Type is equal to, I must write it. I must write type is equal to test dot product. Test dot product bean. So write it. Scope is equal to session always. Sir, what is the meaning of this? Whenever I write type here, access the existing bean. That's the meaning of type. If you write class, create a new bean. That's the meaning of class. If you write class there, create a new bean. If you write type, access the existing bean. If already bean is there, you have to display it. Okay, right. For this, JSP get property we had. Property name is code from OB. That's the meaning actually. Yeah. Now this is repeated for 4 times. Get property. Property name is name from OB. Property name is price OB. Property name is quantity. Here you can write product code. Output is coming now. Product name. Product price. Product quantity. So get property means getting the data from the bean. That's called get property. Set property means loading the data to the bean. Properties means variables available, because why I just now used it, said no, Spring and Hibernate you must, Spring and web service you must learn it. Why means their terms is property only. Bean property, Pojo property, it's the term they use it. Property is nothing but variables available in that object indirectly. Now this is view. Let me run this program and cross check whether it is working or not. New XML web.xml, click on finish. Web app. Welcome file list. Welcome file input.html. Let me run this. Before running, let me cross check the database table once. Okay, A111 exit. I am running the program. JSP application 3 run as run on server. Click on finish. There I given what now? Submit. Okay. Input.html. Run as run on server. Click on finish. Not updated. Observe this. Right. But it's not updated. Input.html. That parser will not be. Again, I have to restart the Eclipse. The data loaded to bin actually. Then the one anchor tag is coming and click on it. Loading into bin, coming from bin. Here, use bin tag, set property tag, and get property tag. Why we write these three programs? Not only your batch, in all the batches I'll write these three programs. The reason, JSP can interact with DAO. JSP can interact with beans. To say that point, we write the programs. So already servlet program is there. Now the servlet program is entering. Without servlet program, it can communicate with servlet context application. It can communicate with the session, and separate layer is there, no? Bean, DAO, JCF. It can communicate. That's the information. So JSP can communicate with model layer, that is actually model layer, and JSP can communicate with session. JSP can communicate with the context. So JSP has its own components. That's the meaning. Okay, right. Now what is pending now? Servlet should come. Only servlet should come and servlet should be linked to JSP. Servlet response should be linked to JSP. That only. So with this, we demonstrated use bean, set property, and get property. Right. Let me read the notes. Whatever I written there, I'll read the notes. Just now you understood the use bean, no? Some idea you got it on use bean. Some idea you got it on your set property, get property. With this notes is there here. This tag is used to instantiate Java bean. Means the tag will support you to create Java bean or locate an existing bean instance. Means already bean is there, you can locate it. Means you can identify and access. Not only in a second JSP type is equal to, and assign it to a variable name ID. I took OBR not now. So whenever you create an object, the object reference will be created on loaded onto OB. Actually, when we are giving and training on core Java, all trainers maximum, even myself also, I'll draw three partitions: one object part, one address part, one variable part. In the demo also I given that to know. Yes or no? In JDBC introduction I given that. I don't know you are coming from which trainer. So for that, one or two points we write it to change it. So you come from which trainer also, that will be common point only. So to tune to ourselves, we write it. Today, if I say object reference loading onto OB, here if I say OB, you must imagine it, no? Object different, address different, name different. I'm copying the name or not now. That imagination is there, means addresses will come. So here OB is a variable name holding the address of your object. Object means that box, memory. That memory has one reference, terminology, object reference. You can say address. Understanding important, no? Whatever the terminology use it, understanding important. So that address reference to hold that I need one variable, but only object name we say. So many materials will write that as an object. OB is an object, they'll say. Nothing wrong, you can say OB is an object, because OB is holding the address of object. Whenever you want to interact with the object, you must use OB only, no? Right, that's the point. So here, this is a syntax. Anyway, 4 attributes are there. ID you understood, holding the name. Scope you understood, where you are going to use it. 4 scopes will be there: page, session, application, and so on. And the class is nothing but, whenever I say class, new object is created. Whenever I say type, accessing the existing object. Bean name, actually this name, bean name is nothing but test.product bean I am writing, no? Right. Why they given this attribute means, sometimes anonymous inner class word is there, no, for you? Yes or no? Na? What is anonymous inner class? The class declared without name. Then the class name is not there. You must say super type or not now. Super type means you must say parent name. You must say parent name. So in the anonymous inner class, parent name only will be there. Child class name not there, no? Right. That becomes anonymous. So in that situation, you can say bean name as a super type whenever. But we never use that bean. That bean name we never use it, but they give an option. If anonymous mode is coming, You can say super type. Even parent child relation also you can write no. Parent class OB is equal to new child class. You can write it no. Yes or no? Na? What is that process? If I write parent class OB is equal to new child class, what happens? One object created. The object will hold all the members of parent and overriding members from child. Any non-overriding members are there, they will not come. So restricting the child to have only overriding members. In that situation, you can write parent name. That's called super type here. This bean name attribute takes the qualified class name. One statement. Qualified class name means you can say take the same name or super type name. That's the meaning of it. Remaining all normal points only about this bean. Whenever the bean is created, you must set the property. Set property, the tag actually. This actually 2 engineers are there for you already. Java developers only will write the tags. Yes or no? Na? This set property who written? Java developer only written. We are using the tag or not? Some are users, some are creators. Means some developers will create them, some developers will use them. Right? Okay. When they are writing set property, they said this action tag sets the value of a property in a bean using beans setter methods. So automatically setter method will run. Set property name code you are writing or not now. Whenever you write property name code, based on that property name, setter method will run. That setter method will take the data and load it. That only. Automatically setter method will run. What kind of attributes possible now? Name. Name means the object name. Bean object name, ID. Property means variable name available there. Value means what you are assigning. Okay, right? Sometimes the data will be available in the request object. The data from the HTML form, the data will come and available in the request object. From the request object, I want to load to the bean now. From the request object, whenever you want to load to the bean, you can take the support of PARAM. You can take the parameter name. By using PARAM, you can load the data from the request object to bean object. This you are assigning the value directly. This you are loading the parameters from request to bean. Property means variable name available in the bean now and the bean name. Getter method. Nothing but get property. So get property means getting the data from the bean object. This action tag gets the value of a property in a bean by using beans getter method. Automatically getter method will run and writes the value to the current JSP writer directly. Output is coming now. Whenever you say get property, direct output is going on. Not how the output is going means internally the value is linked to JSP writer. That's the concept. So how many are there here? 2 are there now. One is name, one is property. Name means your bean object name and property means the value what you are taking from the bean. All of you understood use bean, set property, get property. Yesterday, JSP forward, JSP include, JSP PRM. These 6 tags you have to remember from the action tags. There are some rare tags available to us. Rare means we are not using. Generally, not using or less using. Right? The following are some rare user tags or used action tags. One is JSP plugin, JSP fallback, and JSP PARMS. Right? 20 years back almost. Now it is 2022 and almost 20 years to 21, 22 years back. We don't have this much of technology to bring your pages into web browsers. And that day that much of web browser support also not there. Only Internet Explorer played a role. No, nowadays many came. Right? Okay. On that day, whenever you want to bring your data onto web browser, we use applet. Applet programming came, no, right? In between applet programmers written the codes in AWT and Swing, and they brought that Swing pages to web browser for a display. That happened 20 years back anyway. So any such kind of project is available. JSP plugin action tag provide easy support for including Java applet in the client web browser using built-in or downloaded Java plugin. Actually, to run the applet program, whenever you want to run one applet program, we have to download one applet plugin. Actually, we have to download that plugin and we have to install that plugin. We have to install that plugin in the web browser. Then only your applet will run, right? If any plugins installed in your web browser, JSP says that I will support you to run on the web browser by taking the support of a plugin available in the web browser by using this tag. But nowadays, no web browser is supporting applet. They removed support because no projects available in the applet. They removed the support. Because of this, we core Java trainers also, applet means we give a definition. We never train applet. That's what happened in the market today. So this is JSP plugin. Suppose the plugin is not working. Unfortunately, the plugin is not working. So some message should be displayed. That's called fallback. The JSP fallback action tag allows us to specify a text message to be displayed. Specify a text message to be displayed if the required plugin cannot run. If the plugin is not executed, some message should be displayed. That is called JSP fallback. This action tag must be used as a child tag with JSP plugin. This JSP plugin child tag is JSP fallback. When that plugin is not executed or not supported, JSP fallback will be executed. That's the meaning actually. JSP PRMs. Sometimes applets will take parameters. Whenever you want to pass parameters, JSP PRMs action tag sends the parameter that we want to pass to an applet. Whenever you want to pass parameters to applet, you can take PARMS. Where you use these tags means don't say I used in my project and they're all not available, outdated. So if you say I used it, they'll catch it. Especially experienced people will be there. So 2 years, 3 years experienced people will be there. That experienced people will take some fake experience and go. Such people, they'll catch it. This kind of questions, they'll catch it. So they will prepare some subject and go. No, they'll keep one dummy project and go. When they want to catch it, they'll catch it. Which means since 20 years, which component not available, market people knows no, right? They will ask it. So he says, I used here, I used here, I used here. Since 20 years not there, no, where you took the project and came, Amirpeta, Begumpeta, where you took it, they'll catch it. So these experienced people must be a bit careful. Right, subject will be there. Of course, if you answer all technical, they'll give opportunity. Yesterday, one not here from that area, means our area, one student got a BSc something. He got 7 lakhs per annum. Direct walk-in, he got it. So Java, he got 7 lakhs per annum. He got it directly walk-in. So he only technically he proved his degree, some BSc something is there. 1 year gap is there. He completed all. Core, advanced, Spring completed, web service completed, Hibernate also completed. 1 year he updated all and given. He given all and he kept a resume. They seen all that technologies there with 1 year. So they called him. So he answered all the questions. So he is technical strong, no, he given opportunity. So come and prove it. So he updated all and within 1 year he updated all. Core, advanced, Spring, web service. I only suggested Hibernate. He learned Hibernate also. Hibernate not there actually. Hibernate is market down. Hibernate. Only few companies, 5% companies are using Hibernate. But if you know Hibernate, 5% company, if you call it, you get a package no. So he updated. So in that way, he got it. Why I'm speaking that means he don't have an experience, but whatever he knows, he learned. Why he asked 1 year what he done means he said the same. I asked him to say the same. I am in Amirpet in Naresh IT. These are my course completion certificate. This is C completed, C++ course completion certificate. Then Naresh Reddy will give it. I said, ask him to produce it. Throw there and show that. You done nothing there, no, show the same thing. Whenever he asks, say very confidently and very deeply, you say. When the choice comes, you say deeply. And say what you done, show all the certificate. This is my course completion certificate. I done in Naresh IT, Amirpet. Everybody knows Naresh IT. If I search in the Google search also, big sites will come for them. So copyrights also from 2000, almost 20 years, copyrights will be there for Naresh IT. So automatically history is there now for them. So he submitted all course completion certificates. So they tented, okay, he learned all the technologies. At last he is speaking something. So let us give opportunity, they give an opportunity. So subject will play a role. That's the point. So experienced people, this kind of components should be skipped for you. So with this, we keep an end for this JSP tags, except one tag lab, except right? Now comes your web architectural models. Can I do this by tomorrow? Right. Tomorrow I'll make it as a last day, Tenigast. Right. Tomorrow I'll explain this two architectures. It takes 10 minutes, 10 minutes it takes it. After that, one project is there with me already. The document I prepared today from time problem. Why time? Now I'll go, no, from you I'll go. 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock batch is there. 4:10 I'll start it. Up to 4:40, 4:45 I'll run it. 6 o'clock I'll start sharply. 6 to 7:30, 7:30 to 9. So back to back the batch is there. So that is a new batch again. Yesterday 220 students came in offline and 315 online came. So to organize them, to answer them that questions are all not genuine questions. So but I must maintain the patience. Now first day what questions will be there? Sir, which batch will come, sir? Which admin will come, sir? Where I'll get them? This only. But I must answer them. To answer them, it is taking 9:40 since 3 days. Right. That is a problem. 9:40, I'm shutting and I'm going. Irritation coming for me up to 9:40. So morning, I'm coming this, no? Because the notes will get delayed. So today I'll upload this document to you. Right. Okay. Right. Because of strength and the room filled. That the room already, room's not there, they filled. Yesterday that very tightly, the room filled because immediately they kept a batch to me again on Monday by 9 a.m. So to share that strength again. So anyway, we are nearer tomorrow. These two models, it takes 10 minutes, 10 minutes architectures too. This is MVC, I'll explain that. Based on MVC, I had a project with me. I'll show that project. After this, here we had all objects has been covered. Here one EL introduction will be done, 15 minutes EL. After EL, all object list will be given to you, all object list. Then JSTL introduction. With that, 3-4 programs are there. I'll dump the document to you. I'll speak to lab faculties. You can run them and check it out. That's the point. Got it right? That project with that 3 programs on EL. Take the support of your lab faculties and run it. I speak to your Ramohan sir also already. Okay, right. You will explain it and run it. That's the point. So tomorrow I'll make it as a last class. Right. Take a break. Thank you very much for today.